Hello, John here again with Jensen Holistic Health, going over the 50 books and booklets of my grandfather, Dr. Bernard Jensen, on his property. Just thought it'd be fun to go to different places on the property and do little excerpts and reviews of the different books that he wrote. Behind me is one of the little houses that guests would stay, or if there were gardeners and stuff, they would be staying here if people weren't here. And like down below here is the barn, and then Hippocrates Circle. Beautiful area. This book, Breathe Again Naturally. And he wrote like 21 lecture reprints, and they all kind of morphed into different books and booklets. This book was self-published, like a lot of his books were self-published. In 1983 was the first publishing of this book. How to deal with catarrh, bronchitis, asthma, and manage lung and bronchial problems through a natural living and eating program. And it's a compilation of holistic healing wisdom. And of course, you know, he always has a picture on the back and a little bit about him, different awards that he got, traveled over 50 countries, honored with many international awards, including the Dog Hammarskjöld Award, Pax Mundi Academy, Belgium, in 1982, Pioneer Doctor Award of the National Health Federation in 1982. And he was also knighted into the Order of St. John of Malta in the Netherlands. So he did a lot, was given a lot of awards, traveled all over the place. Says thousands of people from many countries have attended Dr. Jensen's lectures and classes. He has taught in Germany, France, England, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, and many other nations. Interesting about this book, there's no dedication. Oh wait, there is dedication here. I would like to dedicate this book to Melvina Dye, a dear friend and valued patient who has experienced much of what is written in these pages, the suffering but also the overcoming. I believe she was one of his early patients and had to do with the lungs. And in here it's interesting, he talks about catching a bear by the tail, and so it's kind of a funny tongue-in-cheek, because he talks in the beginning, has a picture of a bear in the, you know, hibernating, and as it goes on, he's got a mouse pulling the bear's tail. So it's kind of funny. He gets right, catch it by a tail. And then he's got catarrh, so he's got a bear blowing its nose. And he talks about allergies, hay fever, bronchitis, asthma, where they come from, you know, why we get diseases and sick. He's got a bear smoking in a chair, blowing smoke rings. So he had a sense of humor on this one. Fatigue is starting point of every chronic disease. He's got a bear, his tongue hanging out. So this book was kind of fun, tongue-in-cheek for him. Got a bear laying down in the flowers. And he talks about the stuff that he talks a lot about, like his alfalfa tablets, which is really famous for his broth, his revitalizing broth, elimination, tissue cleansing. And then he talks about what's high in calcium in the different foods: fluorine, sodium, potassium, silicon, and how to balance the foods. And then he's got a bear getting ready to eat honey. And he talks about going back to garden foods. And of course, his signature slant board exercises, mini trampoline. He's got a bear jumping on it with the mouse. You know, I don't know who did the pictures for that. That is a good, I don't think it even says in here. It doesn't say. Just got a quote by Leonardo da Vinci in the beginning. It seems to me that those sciences which are not born of experience, the mother of all certainty, and which do not end in known experience, that is to say, those sciences whose origin or process or end does not pass through any of the five senses are vain, full of errors. Apparently the bear is going to get well, and he is happy hunting in a new country. The bear is relaxing and enjoying himself, which is great. Oh, he's on a slant board too. The bear is also on a slant board. Kind of tongue-in-cheek on this one, kind of funny. Got an interview from a patient in the back, and then he also talks just a little bit, small chapter on iridology. He talks a little bit about iridology, puts his chart in here. And one thing he always talked about in his classes was this chart. And this chart, he talked about going from acute issues, where you would be having mucus and catarrh and coughing stuff up and having colds, to where we get worse. So then you would have asthma, bronchitis, and it would get worse and worse till you were having degenerative lung diseases and problems and getting sick, and so it would be darker and darker. So it would go from acute stages, subacute, chronic, so you'd have chronic sickness, and then you'd have degeneration or degenerative diseases. And he talked a lot about how if you suppress your cold, you suppress the symptoms that you have through taking cold medications and stuff like that. You're suppressing them, but you're not eliminating the catarrh and the stuff and getting it out of the body. And so what happens is it keeps layering up, and every time you get sick, it's worse, and pretty soon it becomes degenerative, and then that's where you start having problems health-wise. So his thing was to tissue cleanse the body, do bowel cleansing, making sure everything was right, and then of course feeding yourself good food, probiotics, vegetables, and then maintaining that health and maintaining your good health. So Breathe Again Naturally, kind of a fun book with the bear pictures in there. A lot of his signature stuff he always had in there, slant boards and skin brushing, and a little bit about breathing and balancing foods and stuff. So pretty much the beginning of the book's a little bit about, actually about breathing and asthma and that kind of thing. So I hope you're enjoying the series, and it's kind of fun just being out on the ranch and kind of doing different books, and just giving you guys an idea of what it was like to be up here and be on the ranch. Growing up here was a lot of fun. Got to play on the rocks, and horseback riding, and the goats, and out in the gardens. And so as kids, we were all over the place. Always got poison oak, really pretty bad. So I don't get poison oak anymore. But then again, I don't run around out here that much. So anyway, hope you're enjoying the series. Take care of yourself and be well. Thanks for watching.